Gurubhyo Namaha. Actually, last time when we saw, it is 20th. I told actually it is a continuation. 20th, 21st will be the continuation. No, it is not a single one. I mean, halfway through. This is only a comma, there's no full stop in that. Okay. Sarvam Mamaitan Mahatmyam Mama Sannidhi Karanam. It is only Mahatmyam that brings me close to you. That Mama Sannidhi Karanam. If you want my presence or if you want to draw me closer to me, then recite Mahatmyam. Pashu Pushpargya Dobaischa Gandha Devaista Tatottamahi. Pashu, cattle, gifting cattle to the temples. That is part of the kriya that we normally do. Gifting cattle to the temple. Normally they don't give only cow with the calf they give. When they donate to the temple, they always give it with the cow with the calf because it means that milking cow. The cow should be like yielding milk. Otherwise it is like, there is no point in giving to the temple. You can give it to Gorakshaka status where when the cow becomes useless. I mean, useless in the sense like, it no more yields milk or it becomes very old or some disease. You give it to Gorakshaka place where they do Rakshana of that till it lives. So, but when you are gifting to the temple, when you are donating to the temple, you have to give, it is not only the cow alone, cow with the calf only you have to donate, and the cow should be yielding milk at that time. So, these are all things like, normally people don't understand. People don't understand. Going and giving, they give that ahatikire, to the cows when you go there. They will be selling a bundle of that kira, not grass. It is a kind of a choppu, no? We call it as agatikire in Tamil. So it is like one of the greens varieties. That is to be given to the cow. That is not that. There are 7 janmas, papam gets written off. Cow means you have to give agatikire. That they sell it. If there is a goshala there, they sell it outside only. This thing you can take it and you can go and give it to the cows. Because that is normal. I have seen it in so many temples. Wherever there are goshalas are there, they keep that and you can go and devotees can go and feed the cow with that. So that's also good for the cow because cow digestion, it helps in the digestion. It is a win-win for both. That is the reason. So Pashu Pushpa Arghya Dupaischa. Arghya, it is just water. Water, gift. Arghya also means gift. I told you last time. Arghya also, it is not only water, it also means gift. So any kind of it is not gift means not the wrapped gift that we normally give. Like it is mainly meant for the deity only. Whether you give, sometimes we take vastram for the, these are all the way of giving. Fruits and vastram, or you make some sweets and you take it. All those things are considered to be arghya, gift. Okay. Pushpa, arghya, dhupa, all these things, gandhadi pais tathottamahi. All good, best quality of gandha deepais tatottam. Deepa, like lamps you are supposed to give. The gandha deepaischa gandha deepais tatottamaihi. So all these things you can be given. The next line continues, the 21st line that continues. Vipranam bojanair homair prokshanir aharnishan. Okay. Viprana means Brahmanas. Vipra they are called because they recite the Vedas. They are called Vipra. So the Brahmanas, you can give food for Brahmana Bhojanam, we call it as Bhojanam for the Brahmanas. Homair, you conduct fire rituals and homair. Prokshanir Aharnisham. What happens so many times you would have seen, like, when they do the mantra jabam, wherever the Rudra jabam or anything has happening, like they will keep pot full of water and kalasham kind of a thing, like coconut and the mango leaves and everything with them. They will be worshipping that kalasham with, but kalasham will be filled with water. Water has got the very special quality of absorbing sound. So whatever the mantra that is being recited, it gets absorbed by the water. So when it is poured on us, the effect of the mantra also comes on to us. At the end of the japam, they pour it on those who are the yajamanas of the puja, they pour it on them. So, prokshani, and prokshanam they will do for everybody who are present. So, prokshani harnisam, so consecrated, sprinkling that consecrated. They are only enumerating everything. We have to see why they are saying this still. Okay? Gifting cattle or doing all those puja things, giving to the temple for the worship of her, and Brahmana Bhojana, and conducting homas, and the sprinkling of water, the consecrated water. Anyescha vividair homa. There are so many homas other than whatever is mentioned here. Vividair boghe means bogam means what happens, like, there are ways of worshipping the deity. Bhoga means you make all the whatever we use, whatever we eat. Bhog, in the north it is called as Bhog Chadanagar. Because you all give everything, all the eateries you make, different kinds of eateries, dress you get, all these things. This is the way of worship. Bhogik, that is way of worship, especially meant for Krishna. Krishna, you have to do this. Bhogam, you have to do. The worship itself is Bhogikam. Bhogam is the worship there, kind of worship there for Krishna. It is to be done only that way, because Krishna also enjoys, we also enjoy eating it afterwards. That is a different thing. So, Bhogam is that. Vividhair Bhogai. So, any kind of different kinds of worships that you have, offerings that you can offer, all those things come in there. Pradhane Vatsarenaya. For a year. All these things, if you do it for a year, from gifting the cow, gifting the cattle, all the dhupa deepam, everything for the worship, and bhojana, viprana, brahmana bhojana, homa, and consecrated water, and all the other kind of offerings that you are going to do continuously for a year. Continuously, aharnisham means continuously, aharnisham, prokshanir aharnisham, continuously you are going to do it for vatsarena, for a year if you are going to do it. All those things. Pradhane is also offerings or donations as a kind of kind donations or monetary donations or any kind of other donations to the temple. Wherever the puja is happening, you can do anything of that. Aharnisham is continuously you are doing it for 1 year, is equal to, now the maths comes, is equal to Pritirme kriyate asmin sagrutsu charite. Those things are all there to please me. But if you really want to please me, sagrutsu charite shrute. You don't even take up. Go wherever it is recited and hear it. Hear my charitam. Instead of doing everything, you are going to get the same benefit of that. In one verse she has finished. I'm going to do this, give that. That's not this. You do all those things. It is equal to reading the charitam. Not reading, hearing the charitam. So charite shrute. You hear my charitam, I am getting pleased. Pritirme kriyate, I am pleased. I am pleased if you listen to the sucharitam of mine. Shrutam harati papani tatharogyam prayachati. When this sucharitam is heard, it destroys all your sins and it gives you good health. Actually, this Chandi, like Rudram, Sri Rudram, mainly when someone is sick, Mrityunjaya Homam, they do it. They do the Sri Rudra Parayam. All those things are Sri Rudra Homam. All those things are conducted when someone is sick. For Arogyam, they do it. In the same way, Chandi Homam is also done when Arogyam is affected. Or Chandi Padam, that Parayanam is done to gain that Arogyam, health, good health. So for those who listen to this, that is why even if in your house, if nobody is reciting, you recite it loudly, somewhere or the other, when they are present, the sound will go into them. You cannot force anybody to do it. This is my view. You cannot force anybody. Now, uncle and I do it that is a huge thing. But not in every household it can happen. Even our own children. Even our own children. It's not that you cannot. That is why it is like, very clearly said, Shrute. The sound that goes in, the sound that reverberates in the surroundings, that gives that kind of energy. This is very, very powerful. And especially when you are sick, when some health issues are there in the house. Not that most of the house someone or the other is sick. In the sense like the kind of lifestyle that we are leading and the kind of produce that we are getting, it is imminent that we have to get into that line only. So it is, you recite it loudly. At least, in a sound that you can bear for an hour. You recite it like that. So somewhere or the other, that sound will get into their system. That will give them a lot of relief. They will not understand it, but it will surely give them a lot of relief. Understand that, because I have experienced it myself. It is from my personal experience I am saying. Reciting this gives that kind of, whether others recite or not, you recite. You recite. So your households, everybody is healthy and they are in the right path. That is, the sound of this is so good. So all the things that you do is one thing, and hearing the recitation is on par with that. It is equal to whatever you are doing otherwise. Raksham karoti bhutepyo janmanam kirtanam mama. Janmanam kirtanam mama. Bhutepyo janmanam kirtanam mama. What does it mean? The way she manifested. If you recite those parts where she manifested, we have seen it in the beginning, when Mahishasura Vadam had to happen. We all knew how she emerged from the power of all the gods. So if you recite that, Raksham karoti bhutepyo, you will be protected from all evil spirits. If you recite the way I emerged, I manifested. Janmanam means that is what it is not. Because Ayonija, she is not from the Yoni, she did not come. She is always birth not from the womb. Her manifestation had always been not from the womb. So that is why Janmanam, it is not by that logic, it is only the way she manifested. Yuddeshu charitam yanme dushta daitya nibarhanam. So, when you recite the battle that I led to kill the asuras, dushta daitya, asuras with evil notions, evil intentions, nibarhanam, destruction of them. If you read that charitam, if you read the yuddham, the way I fought with to destroy those daityas, those demons, tasmai shrute vairi krudham bhayam pumsam naja. When you recite it, when you hear it, shrute, tasmin shrute it is. Tasmin shrute, when combined, the sandhi comes, tasmin shrute it is. Okay? Tasmin Shrute Vairi Kritam, all your enemies will be. Whoever is standing in the way of your well-being, that is important. Whoever is there in that fear of those enemies who are going to spoil your well-being, who are in the way to your well-being, they all will get destroyed. Tasmin Shrute Vairikriyam, everything will dispel. The fear of those enemies will go. It will dispel. When heard the Charitam, the way she fought in the war, in the battle, to kill those asuras, evil-minded asuras, then if you hear those Charitam of her prowess in the battlefield, then the fear of your enemies will. We have only fear. There are so many enemies. Not need to be like a person as an enemy. Enemy, everything what we fear, the opposite side is only enemy. No, we fear of something. Whatever creates fear in us is an enemy. We can put it that way. Whatever creates fear in us, they are enemies. They need not be human beings or even animals for that matter. Anything that gives us that kind of jitters, they are enemies only to our. That is what she is telling. So when you recite that Charitam of in my battle, the way that I fought the battle, to kill the asuras. Yushmabhi stuthayo yascha. Yushmabhi is by you. The stuti is by you. Stuti is about her. Stuti by you. Yushmabhi means by you. By you. The stuti that you are reciting. Yascha Brahma Shibhi Krita. Or the rishis who have, Brahma rishis, who have recited, who have written down, the made by them, created by them. The stutis created by Brahma rishis, stuti by you, stuti created by Brahma rishis, Brahmanacha kritastastu. Even the stuti by the Brahma. So, by you, rishis and the Brahma himself. All the stuti kritastastu prayachanti shubham mathe. You will get auspicious mind. It will produce nothing but auspicious. It will create a lot of positivity in you. That is what auspiciousness. Auspiciousness is negative thoughts will not come to you. You will think positively about everything. So you will not be like, we normally, like even if someone is coming late they have gone out and they are coming late, what comes first is the negative thing. No? What has happened to them? Hope they have reached there safely or they have to come back safe. The first thing that comes to any of us, I'm not an exemption, we worry. We worry about that, even if they are delayed a bit. I remember my father waiting outside my house. I used to drop my children to the school and sometimes there will be traffic. You get stuck in the traffic or something accident happen in between, so there's more traffic. By the time I would not have reached the time, normally I would reach. My father will be standing outside the door, waiting for me. Why you were late today? That was the first question. No, when there are so many things that happen, circumstantial. I remember that as I'm saying this, I remember my dad, like how he used to wait for me outside the door for me to come back. So this is what. So the negative thoughts come so easily to us. That is what I mean to say that. So Shubham Madhim means reciting these stutis give you more positive thoughts. Give you auspicious mind means they produce auspicious thoughts. Auspicious mind. Aranye prantare vapi davagni parivaritaha. Aranya is forest. Prantara is desolated road or space. Prantare is road mainly, desolated road. Probably Roads leading to the forest are always desolate. Maybe that is the reason the desolated, Aranye as well as Prantare come together. Because all these things are connected with forest. Dhavagni is also forest fire. So probably the roads that lead to the forest, which is lonely, desolated, and Dhavagni Parivarita, when you are surrounded by forest fire. Dhavagni is forest fire. Dasyu bhirva vritashunye. In a desolated place, if you are surrounded by robbers, because those days the dacoits were there. If you are traveling by a forest, we don't know from where they will come. Those days they were walking and going. No? We have read a lot of stories about people suddenly jumping in, they want to take over whatever you have, your possessions and things. That is why Dasyubhirva Vrita Shunye. Shunye is also a desolated place. So, where you are surrounded by robbers, especially robbers. Dasyu means robbers. Gruhito vapi shatrubhi. When you are seized by your enemies. Seized by your enemies. Captured by your enemies. What will happen when you are captured by enemies? It is left to your imagination, but whatever it is. Now we have heard about a lot of prisoners of war and things like that. Let us go in that context. We have seen what the prisoners of wars, when they are caught and how they return, and if they return, they return, otherwise how they are mutilated and things. So Aranye Prantare Vapi Dhavagni Parivaritaha Dasyubhirva Vritashunye Gruhito Vapi Shatrubhi. So in the forest, on a lonely road, or when you are surrounded by forest fire, when you are surrounded not only by forest fire, by the robbers in a desolate place, and when you are caught by your enemies. It is a comma. We will go to the next one. Because it is not continuous, no? There is no end to that. There is no end to that. If you are seized by the enemies, then the next one comes Simha Vyagra Anuyato. The sentence is not complete. See what is there? When you are in the forest, when you are in the desolated road, when you are surrounded by the forest fire, when you are surrounded by the...
It is only an understanding, not like in English.
No. They have not put comma there. Only when I write my English translation for that, I have to put a comma there. You don't need to put a comma there when you are reciting it. No, very practical, no?
Yeah.
See, they are all connected with forest. Now what you see is, they are all connected, because next line also it comes only with the forest. When you are walking, because those days, if you think about, you have to go from one place to another, probably you have to cross forest and then go. That is the reason everything is connected with forest. Now because the Simha Vyagranu Yadova, Simha is Simha, lion. Vyagra is tiger. Vyagra Anuyathova. Anuyatha means being followed or stopped by the Simham. When Simham and lion are following, we will not be walking.
We have to cross this forest.
Yeah, exactly. We have to cross this. Leopard is sitting there happily with the family. So like that. So every time when you are crossing the forest, remember to recite Mahatmyam. So Simha Vyagranu Yadhova. When tiger, wild animals in general. Because next one is Vaneva Vanahastibihi. Vane means apes. Apes. That
all
comes.
our problems are getting solved. Monkeys.
Monkeys come to our house, visit our homes. Vanahastibihi. They have said only wild elephant, not elephants. Single elephant is more dangerous. That is the reason I am saying. When wild elephant, when it comes alone, it is always dangerous to face a single elephant. If they are coming in a group, it will not do anything. A single elephant will only cause all the problems. It's only when what happened when their mental stability is not there, they are chased out from the group. That is the reason. So, vanahastibihi, vaneva vanahastibihi. Rangya kruddhena chanyapto madhyo bantakato piva. Rangya kruddhena, wrathful king. Kruddhena means anger, wrathful. So, Rangya kruddhena, when you become the prey to the wrath of a king, then what will happen? Either you are sentenced to death or you are imprisoned. Either way, you are not going to be free. One at least free from the world, the other one is being stuck in the prison. So, when you are imprisoned or sentenced to death by a wrathful king, this is also Kama only. This is not finished. Okay. Agurnito vavatena stitaf pote maharnave. Agurni, it is called a whirlpool. Whirlpool is caused in the sea by vate. Vatena means storm, air. Vata means air. Here it is storm caused by the whirlpool whirlwind, you can say it as whirlwind. Sthitha pote maharnave. When the ship is in the middle of the ocean, when there is a whirlwind in that place and you are stuck in the ship. This is the scenario, okay? Now forest is over. We have put behind the forest. Now we are coming. These are all the things that we have to, when they walked and went, or when they went by any like horse or even a cart or anything, they used to travel by forest. The next mode of travel is only the waters. You have to see how these are all like, connected. Like there were things where there were dangers for them at that time. Now there are dangers only everywhere. We are in the middle of living in the middle of the dangers. But those days, the danger was there only when they were traveling, like especially when they were traveling through a forest or in a ship or boat. We can say boat. Pote means it is boat also, you can say, not only ship. It is connected with. Maharnava is ocean, sea. So when your boat is caught in a whirlwind in the middle of the sea. Patatsu chapi shastreshu sangrame brishadharune. Dharuna is, frightful. Brishadharune means vehemently frightful. It's only frightful. There is no leverage there, even a 1%. Shastreshu, when weapons are assailed at you in the midst of the battlefield. In the midst of the battlefield, when the weapons are assailed at you, still Kama. It is not full stop, okay? Still Kama only. We go to the next line. Sarva badashu gorasu vedanabhyarti tobiva. Vedana means agani. Vedana, what we say it in Tamil, Vedana I think it is in Kannada also Vedana. No?
Yes.
Vedana. Vedana. Marathi also Vedana. Tamil also we say it as Vedana. And I think Malayalam also it is Vedana only. So the Vedana is not any, this thing, it has got its Sanskrit origin. So Agani, it is called Agani. Vedana means Agani. Sarva badasu. The worst. Badam, what you know? Being in a dilemma. No, that is the worst thing. You can neither go here nor there. What we are going to do? Should we do this? Should we do that? Which is right? What if something goes wrong if I take this step? This is the worst disease. It happens to all of us. Nobody is an exception here, because so many times we are caught in a situation We don't know which way to go, which way to take it. So sometimes you can take the right decision because we don't know what is at the end of the road. So sarva badasu gorasu, all dreadful. Here they say it as straits. When you are distress or dilemma, when you are caught in a distress, you feel there is no end to that. There is no way out of that distress. You feel it is all gloomy all around you. It is dark. Where is the light? When it is all going to be all right? When it is going to get over, and when sarva badasu gorasu. So dilemma is the first thing, that is goram. The second thing is distress that one person goes through in life. These are all like, it is not a permanent, they call it a straits, like, it is a passage of time. Like for some time you go through it, and sometimes we don't understand that when we go through it. We feel it is never ending. No? It is never ending. It is always there. When it is going to end? When am I going to get out of this situation? That thing comes to our head. So that is like when you are in dilemma or distress. So that is gorasu. Vedana bhyartito bhiva. What? These things don't give us any happiness. They give, sometimes when you go to a doctor, the dilemma is like, when you have to undergo the surgery or not. Some people will say go to 2 different doctors. Enough to have all dilemma in life. 2 different doctors of the same stream also you go. One will say, yes, you have to go through. The other one will go, no need to go through at all. You can cure it this way. You take this medicine, you do these exercises, you will be all right. All this, it's like, the dilemma, but ultimately it gives us pain. Whether you go through the surgery or whether you don't go through the surgery, you go through the agony. The vedana is something is experienced only by us. It is exactly that. So the dilemma and the distress, the pain and the distress that we go through, it is when you are that which gives you so much of agony. Smarathan mamaitas charidam naro muthir. Now only full stop has come. So, whatever has been listed now, remember these deeds of mine, this Charita Mahatmyam, to get out of the danger. To get out of the danger, you remember my Mahatmyam. All the dangers she has enumerated. And last all listed well, and she has come to remember me. Smaraniyam, deeds of mine. You are freed from all kinds of danger. Okay? Mama prabhavat simhadhya dasyavo vairinasthatha dura deva palayante smaridas charitam. Mama prabhavat, by my power, simhadhya. Simha means not only simha and other beasts also, or adder, simhadhya. Dasyavo, robbers, vairinasthatha, enemies. All of them will run far away. Dura deva palayante. They flee. Palayanta means flee from that place, abscond from that place. Dura deva palayante. They will run far away. Smarida charitam. The moment you remember my charitam, they will run far away. Just don't worry about anybody or anything. Smaridas, my power is that. By my power, if you remember my charitam, by my power, all these things, these people will run away from your life. So, if you see the list of it, whatever she has covered, like from, I think take the book, that is easier. Aranye prantare vapi. From that, if you see, and Simha, Whatever in our existence, whatever is needed, whatever that we are doing, and it is ending with when you are in distress and dilemma. So, first, whatever that are going to be hostile to our existence, take it that way. Whatever is going to be obstructing our existence here, whatever we see in our life in general, and our physical health. She is talking about arogya, our physical health. And the third one is the mental health. Now people are talking about mental health. Mahatmyam talks about it long back. So many thousands of years ago. Now people are so familiar with mental health, this, that and all. Now we talk so much about it. Awareness is slowly coming. But Mahatmyam talks about it much earlier, and see the psychological effects that things have around you, or the distress that you go through at that time. You cannot explain it unless you experience it. Those things, when I hear your story, I can only, that itself is answer to that. I'm hearing a story. I'm not hearing an experience. It is only when I am experienced, I feel it is all huge like Himalaya. For everyone, they feel the same way. When they go through something in their lives, it looks like so monumental. You feel that nobody has ever faced something like this. Only me, I have faced it. No, go and sit and talk to somebody. You will know my life is much better. If you want to feel much better, talk to someone and hear their story. Then you know how blessed you are. That is the simple way to be grateful to what we have in life. So that way, like they have taken every aspect of social living. Dasyavo, enemy, robber, all these things from the animals, what they have. When they, like mainly those days, whatever was present, there were no accidents meant here. Now we have to add accidents also in this. So many flight accident, road accident, or train accidents. Now because with the new inventions, all those things have also come now. But those days, the problems were only when they were traveling because of the dacoits, or like if you have family enemies or something like that, or personal enemies. It is the problems arose only because of the animals, because they are traveling through the forest, or when you are traveling by boat or ship because of the whirlwind or so. These were the problems as such they had, other than whatever is listed, arogyam. And the mental health, like in the sense the distress and thing, are very common, that every one of us go through. Then also they were going through, even now we are going through much more. That is the only difference. Only quantitatively we are different from them. But what was there, they also had it. That is the reason those things listed here. Actually, it encompasses the entire our relationship with the nature, relationship with other people, relationship with ourselves. Ourselves, that is important. That ends with ourselves. The problems that we face in all these things are listed here. So you cover everything when you recite Mahatmyam. That is what I am trying to complete it like that. Rishi Ruvasa. Now Devi has finished talking. Rishi is now come back to to complete this chapter. Ityutvasa bhavati chandiga chanda vikrama. Chanda vikrama. Vikrama means valor. Chanda vikrama. Very fierce. It is not valor or strength in a normal way. Fierce valor and strength. Lion looks strong when it is walking. When it is fierce, none of us will be alive. That is the difference. Nobody can stand in front of it when it is fierce. That is the reason Chanda Vikrama. Chandika Chanda Vikrama. Ityutvasa Bhagavati Chandika. Bhagavati Chandika spoke like this. The blessed Chandika. Bhagavati Chandika. The blessed Chandika, who is fierce in her valor, spoke like this. Pashyadameva devanam tatraivantaradhiyata. She suddenly disappeared from the sight of those devas. Pashyadameva. From the sight of the Pashyadameva devanam. From the sight of all the devas. Tatraivantaradhiyata. Antaradha means going into oneself. That she dissolved. We have to understand that she disappeared from that place, from the sight of the gods. Tepi deva niratanka swadikaran yata pura. Yanya bhaga bhujas sarve chakrur vinihatarayah. Chakrur vinihatarayah. Sarve chakru vinihatarayah. When all the enemies were struck down, vinihatha means struck down. When all the enemies were struck down, tepi devani, the devas were freed. Niratanka, free from all kind of fear and pain. Niratanka. Niratanka means free from pain. Swadhikaranya, but they got back, reclaimed their original old power. Wherever, like Agni took the power of Agni, Vayu took the power of Vayu, like Swadhikaram, whatever their individual dominions, they got it back. Yanya Bhaga Bhujassa, this was the problem, no. They were not able to partake that Yanya Baham, whatever the Avirbaham that has been offered to them. So now they got everything. They started partaking the Yanya Baha. Bhuja here is Bhojana, partaking. Yanya Baha Bhuja. So they partook all their, whatever is meant for them. They partook all their shares in the sacrifices, in the homas, that ritual, fire rituals that we conduct. Devyascha Daityascha Devya Nihate Shum. See, they are giving very good explanation about Shumba and Nishumba here. How powerful they were. See, the goddess had to take a special avatar and manifest herself to match that valor. To match that valor, the divine has to manifest itself in a unique form. With all the goodness in this world come together to fight the evil. That is what you have to take it. When you say, like, all the powers of the gods came and made the huge this thing. No, it is not like that. What happens, like, when the creation happens, the power of the divine God split into so many. So all the goodness had to come together. Devas mean good people. Good people, no? Goodness. Devas means goodness. As we say, demons, evil. Celestials are good. So all the goodness in this world to come together to combat this evil. To fight against it and destroy that. It needs that kind of a power. So, see, Daityascha Deva Nihate Shumpe Deva Ripau Yudhi. As for the Daityascha, Devi had slain in the battle. Yudhi means battle, Yuddha, Yudhi. Deva Ripau, enemies of Devas. Shumbhe Deva Ripau, the two enemies they have mentioned, Shumba, how he is Jagat Vimsani Tasmin Mahogre Atula Vikrame. Mahogre Tula Vikrame. Ugra. He is very fierce. He is the Jagat Vidvamsini. He has brought destruction to the world. Mahogre Atula Vikrame. Unequaled process. Their prowess. Like, there is no one to compare him with somebody's valor. Unequal. He is unequal in his prowess. And Nishumba, how he is? Nishumbecha Mahavirye Sesha Patala Maya. So the description, the adjectives given is terribly fierce and unequaled in prowess, is given to both Shumba and Nishumbha, because like them, after they are gone, Sesha Mahavirye Seshaha. Mahavirya, whoever is left behind, the demons who are left behind, Pathala Mayayuhu, they went to the Pathala, where they belong to, they went to the Pathala. So after the destruction by Devi of these two great demons, who are like unmatched in their valor and prowess, but who were really bad, terribly fierce, they were, whoever was left behind, they went back to the Pathala Mayayuhu. So it means, like, from this description we feel like, all the celestials went to took up their dominions back. Whatever they were holding, they got back theirs. And demons went back to Padam. It means the natural order is restored. Before, the natural order was not there, so she had to manifest. So now the natural order is restored after this thing. Everything's. I skipped this. Okay. Yevam Bhavati Devi Sa Nityavi Punah Punaha Sambhuya Kurute Bhupa Jagadav Paripalanam. Bhupa here means the king. Like thus, O king, Yevam Bhavati Devi, thus the Devi, who is the blessed Devi, who is eternal, though eternal, Sa Nityapi, though eternal, Punah Sambhoya Kurute. Again and again she manifested. She had to manifest. Bhagavati, the blessed Devi, though she is eternal, Nityapi, Sa Nityapi, Punah Sambhoya Kurute. She has to manifest again and again. Why? Jagatav Paripalanam, for the protection of this world. Protection of this world for the larger good, she has to manifest again and again. We have heard this. Devanam karya siddhyartam avirbhavati sayada utpanneti tata loke sa nityapyabhidheyate. There, in the first chapter. First chapter we read this. Devanam karya siddhyartam avirbhavati sayada. She comes every time to protect the good. Devanam here is only good. To protect the good, she has to come every time. Utpanneti tata loke sa nityapyabhidheyate. Even though she is eternal, she has to manifest again and again in different forms to protect, for the protection of this world. Tayaitan mohite. She is not simply just, she doesn't come. Tayaitan mohite vishvam saiva vishvam prasuyate. It is because of her this world is in delusion. She keeps everybody, she is very happy to keep everybody in Maya. So they go through the cycle of birth and death again and again. And Saiva Vishwam Prasuyate. She is the one who brings forth everything. Vishwam means everything. She is the one who brings forth everything. But she is kind. Sa yachita cha vignyanam tushta ruddhim prayachati. When we plead, when we entreat her, yachita, when we beg her, entreat her, she gives us knowledge, contentment. Tushta, vignyanam is knowledge, tushta is contentment, ruddhim is prosperity, wealth or prosperity. Wealth means it is not only wealth in all sense of it, is a holistic word, wealth or prosperity. She bestows everything, ruddhim. Okay? Vyaptam taitat sakhalam. They don't deviate from this statement of Shaktam. Vyaptam taitat sakalam brahmandam manujeshwara. O King Manujeshwara, O King, the entire universe is pervaded by her. It is her. Vyaptam Tai Tat Sakalam Brahmandam, the entire universe, cosmos, is she only pervades. Mahakalya, she is time bound. That is the reason they have used the word Mahakali. Mahakalya, she is everything is time bound in the universe. So Mahakali, she is Mahakali in that sense. Mahakale Mahamari Smarupaya. Mahakale Mahamari Swarupaya. When the time, Mahakale means when the end time comes, she takes the form of the great destroyer. Mahamari Swarupaya, who brings in great mortality. Mahamari Swarupaya. She is the one who winds up everything into her. That is why time, she represents time. Mahakali, that the word is very specifically used here. Prapancham is controlled by time, and she as Mahakali controls everything in the Prapancham. She pervades everything in the Prapancham. Vyaptam, she is the entire universe is pervaded by her in the form of Mahakali, because universe is time bound. Universe is time bound in every sense of the word. Okay, that is the reason. And at the end, Mahakale here means at the end of this time. At the end of this time, when everything has to close, she comes in the form of the destroyer. Mahamari Swarupaya. She comes in the form of the destroyer to destroy everything. To not destroy. There is nothing called destruction in Sanatana Dharma. We only say it goes back to where it began. It comes a full cycle from the source. It goes back to the source. We call it as pralayam. Again, you are becoming one with the source. So we never call it as destruction. It is only pralayam. You go back to the source and you again come out according to your dharma, according to your karma. So she comes as the great destroyer, Mahamari Swarupaya. She comes to, at the end of the time, to destroy everything, to absorb everything. You can take it like that, to absorb everything back into her. Saiva Kale, that is the thing. At that time, she is called Mahamari, the great destroyer. Then she is the one who is the great destroyer. Saiva Sushti Bhavatyaja. She is the one who creates again. She herself becomes creation. You have to say Srishtir Bhavatyaja. She becomes, this is where the crux of Shaktam comes. She becomes the universe. She becomes the Prapancham. She doesn't produce. She expands herself into this Prapancham.
That's why she's time bound.
She's time bound.
This creation is time bound.
This creation is time bound because she knows when she has to expand, when she has to assimilate everything. So there is no in between, that is also she takes this. Sthitim karoti bhutana. She takes care of everything in between. She expands herself. So existing, she herself becomes the creation. Saiva srishti bhavatyaja stithim karoti bhutanam saiva kale sanatani. Sanatani means she is the eternal one. She sustains all beings. Karoti bhutanam, all beings she sustains. So she is the one who destroys. She becomes everything. And she is the one who protects everything. She takes care of, sustains everything. Next one is very nice. We have heard it also before. Bhavakale nrunam saiva Lakshmi vruddhi pratha grihe. So in times of good well-being, when good times are there in our house, she is the one who brings in all good fortune. And vruddhi, prosperity. Vruddhi pratha grihe. In your homes, when good times are there, she is the one who comes in the form of good fortune. Lakshmi, Lakshmi, Lakshmihi, Lakshmi Vruddhi Prada. She comes in the form of Lakshmi as good fortune and increase your prosperity in your good times. And then the come, semicolon, not kama. And then Saiva bhave tada Lakshmi vinashayo upajayate. Saiva abhava. So when good times comes, she comes as Lakshmi. When bad times comes, she comes as Alakshmi. That's what Tata Alakshmir Vinasoya. And she brings in all kind of Vinasha, Nasha, all ruin, all misfortune. So she comes in the forms of blessings as well as because we have to say that the misfortunes or the problems that we face in health, what we face in our lives are also blessings, but blessings in disguise, because with that sufferings we write off a lot of our karmas. So they are all, so my Swami, in Shivanjali, he used to say that we call only these things as blessings. We have to understand the sufferings that we go through are blessings in disguise. It is also blessings. She only can bless. There is no other way. Sometimes her blessings brings in sufferings to us. She comes in the form of sufferings for us to get rid of a lot of our karmas, whatever prarabdha karmas that we have done. So we go through it. So her only aim is we are not to be born again. Her only aim is that. She comes with that aim. But if we also have the same aim, not to be born again in this world, then we are in the same page. Then we can work together. That is what it is. Saiva bhave dada Lakshmi vinashayo upajayate. So she brings in the form of misfortune and ruin. She comes when your times are not good, in your hardship. Studa sampujita pushpai duba gandha dibisthatha dadati vittam putrabsha matim dharme gatim shubham. Sudha sampujita, you have to praise her, worship her with pushpa, dhupa, gandha, deepa. All these things you keep. All these things are they are associated with Panchabhuta. Pushpa, dhupa, gandha, deepa, all these things are associated with Panchabhuta. So Upasana is also done, we are do it like that. Prithvyatmikai gandham samarpayami, like we say, like that. So we think when you are offering gandham, you think of Prithvi. So Prithvi Tattva. So like that we do Panchabhutam, we satisfy her with all those things. Dadati vittam, wherever it is done. Dadati vittam putram. Vitta means wealth. Putra means progeny. Get good children. Putram matim, this is the best part. Matim dharme gatim shubham. Your mind will be in a pure state, in a dharmic way. Your mind will be pure and it will travel in the dharmic way. So Devi has now Devi is the one, the entire Mahatmyam has been like that. She is the one who comes in the form of creation, sustenance and the destruction. That is what. But interestingly here, when you see the first destruction comes, and then creation and the sthiti. If you say so, first Mahakali Swarupa, destruction. Then it is mentioned as Srishti, then Sthiti Karoti. How, why, sometimes when you think about it, when, during the Navavarna Puja and when we do it, we say there is a process every breath, first breath, when you inhale breath, your body, it has to be dried up completely. We pray dried up completely, burnt then. We use every tattvam, Vayu tattvam to dry up your body and Agni tattvam to burn it up. First we do that. When we sit in the puja, people don't know the mantra, so I know what I am reciting. So when we do it, it is a process that we do it before we start the puja. So first what we do is, we dry it up with the Vayu Tattvam, and second one with the Agni Tattvam, we completely burn it. And With the Prithvi Tattvam, we get a new body. We get a new body, Amrita Tattvam and Prithvi Tattvam, you get the new body. And then you sit for the puja to do it. With the new, that is why it is. The same Tattvam is used here. That is the reason I explained that. You have to destroy your ego first. You have to destroy all your negativity first. And then you become a new you. When all these things are off, you are new you that has to be protected all the time. That is why she first does the destruction, then Srishti, and then the Sthiti. You stay in the same position as the new you. Always. With that we end this now today. Good day. Gurubhyo Namah.